My name is George Cahill, and I grew up in Fishtown. So you better believe I take pride in knowing the neighborhood like the back of my hand. Now, full disclosure, I must admit, if you spin me around, I don't know where the hell I am. So that said, I have to confess, 2 streets in Fishtown have always confused me ever since I was a little kid. Specifically, those streets are named Norris and Susquehanna. They confuse me because they literally cross at an area called the Forks. To make matters worse, the addresses are identical from the same block to block. So I have this nice young couple that want to buy a home, so I'm showing them around in Fishtown. On this day, it was the first time I had them out, so we were still getting to know each other. They told me they wanted to buy a 3-story brownstone. So I searched the MLS and I thought I found the perfect home for them. So the instructions in the MLS said I have to pick up a key at a neighborhood office. As it turned out, the office was pretty close to the house that I was going to show them. So I stopped by into the office and I say hi to the receptionist. This wasn't my first stop at this office. We had done business in the past, so the receptionist knew me. So I greet the receptionist with the buyers on standby, and I say, "Hey, Ruby, can I get the key to Norris Street?" Ruby replies, "Hi, Georgie boy. How are you doing, honey?" So I'm getting a little uncomfortable and embarrassed because Ruby is obviously flirting with me. So Ruby reaches into the drawer at her desk and pulls out the keys and hands them to me. "Go for it, Georgie boy. The property's vacant." "Sell, sell, sell," she says to me. I look at the buyers and I politely chuckle and I thank Ruby for her kindness. We exit the office and walk across the street. I take the key out of my pocket and I put it in the lock on the door. I turn the key and it opens the door. "Wow," the buyers say. "Look at this woodwork. I love it." Mrs. Buyer says, "Oh my God, it's got a wood-burning fireplace. Look at these huge ceilings." I'm thinking to myself, I got a sale. And then I'm wondering why there's no furniture in the living room. I double-check the MLS sheet in my hand, and it does say the property's vacant. So now I'm feeling better as we start up to the second floor. The second floor front bedroom is also the master bedroom, and it's got a walk-in closet and a bath. The people are freaking out with excitement. As a bonus, there's another bathroom on the same floor, right off the second bedroom on the same floor. I'm thinking to myself, goddamn, this one is sold. We climb up the stairs to the 3rd floor. And that's when things get really weird. Sitting in the middle of the bedroom is an elderly woman in a chair with a black and white TV sitting on a stand right in front of her. I look at the buyers who are shocked. And from the look on their faces, they were thinking, what the hell is going on here? We're on the same page because I'm thinking the exact same thing myself. "Hello," I yell into the room. The old woman doesn't move. She had long silver gray hair streaming down the middle of her back. I started to get worried because I noticed she slumped over and didn't appear to be breathing. "Hello," I yell again. I turn to the buyers and I say, "I think we should get the hell out of here." Mrs. Buyer says, "Well, we can't just leave. What if she's dead?" Son of a bee, I'm thinking to myself as I slowly, step by step, move forward towards the old lady. As I reach her, I turn around and look at the buyers. Very tentatively, I reach out my hand and I approach her and start to touch her. But just as I'm placing my hand on her shoulder, she jumps up and screams, "Help! Help!" The echo of her voice is bouncing off the walls and literally ringing throughout the house. She leaps out of the chair and starts running towards me, pounding her fists against me. I turn around and I notice the buyers have exited and are running down the stairs. "Stop! Stop!" I'm yelling at the old lady as she's pounding my chest with her fists. I turn and I start to head down the steps, but as I am, she grabs the head of my hair and pulls me. "Help!" She's screaming, "Help!" I break free and I run down the stairs. I couldn't find the buyers, but then I exited the house and they were outside waiting for me. Mrs. Buyer, tears streaming down her face. "I don't understand it," I said. "I don't understand it. It was supposed to be vacant." "All right, let's calm down," I say. "Let's go back to the real estate office and return the key." So we walk across the street to the real estate office. We enter the office and Ruby is sitting there filing her nails. She sees Mrs. Buyer crying and she jumps out of her seat and says, "What's wrong, honey?" Mrs. Buyer tells her the story, whimpering with every other word. "Wait a minute," Ruby says. "Which house did you show, Georgie boy?" I walk over to the office window and I point out the house that's literally across the street. Slowly, Ruby turns to me and says, "Oh my God, you showed that house?" Yes," I respond. "Well, Georgie boy, you done fucked up big time," Ruby replied. "You showed the wrong house, Georgie boy." Fuck me, I say to myself. Ruby turns to me again and says, "Georgie boy, if I were you, I would hightail it out of here right now." "Why? What's the big deal?" I say to her. "Besides, I still have to show the other house, the right house." "Go, just go, will you?" Okay, I say, as we walk out the door and across the street to Susquehanna Avenue. The buyers are calmed down now, so we get to the right house, and I put the key in the door, and it opens the door. I show them the house, and they also like this one too. So we're all breathing easier and calmed down. As we're exiting the house, I hear strange noises. The sound of screeching tires, I look up and I see a car turning the corner of Norris Street. The car is speeding towards us. Me, Mrs. Byer, and Mr. Byer are standing on the sidewalk as the car pulls up and pins us against the wall. Out of the car jumps a bald-headed man with a revolver in his hand. Up against the wall, motherfucker, he yells at me. Me, Mrs. Byer, and Mr. Byer quickly obey his command, and we are up against the wall with our hands raised in the air. Then the Fishtown comes out of me. I yell at the driver, "What the fuck? Who are you? Put that gun down." "What were you doing in my house?" The driver screams back at me. I reach in my pocket and pull out my business card. "I'm a real estate agent, and I showed the wrong house." Slowly, the driver puts his gun down, walks up to me and says, "You ever go near my mother again, and I'll shove this gun up your ass." "Understood," I say back to him as he gets in his car and pulls away. I turn around and notice the buyers are walking away. Wait, I say to them, "Don't you like the house?" Mrs. Byer whimpers back at me, "We like the house, Georgie boy. We just don't like you." I look at the key in my hand and just shake my head. I tried calling the buyers several times after that. I never heard back from them. I take the key back to Ruby's office and I enter and I hand her the key. "Did you see that?" I say to Ruby. "Yes," she says. "I saw everything, Georgie boy. You know you're lucky to be alive. He's an off-duty cop. And he's got a list of brutality charges as long as your arm." Georgie boy, do I look like a locksmith? Ruby, when I get some time later, I'll laugh at that. See you later, honey.